All right, hey gang, I'm gonna jump right into this. I told you, I promised you I'd kind of challenge you a little bit with some of these problems that dealt with two different triangles. And so just want to walk you through this one right here. It says Annabelle and Rich are setting up decorations for their school dance. Oh, let me get the, there we go, okay. Rich is standing 5 feet directly in front of Annabelle under the disco ball. If the angle of elevation from Annabelle to the disco ball is 40 degrees, and from Rich to the disco ball is 50 degrees, how high is the disco ball? So we've got this layout right here, okay? Now here's what I want you to know, and I'm going to draw this kind of small here. Hopefully you can be able to zoom in if you have to. But if I know that this is 40 degrees, I'm going to go ahead and say that this length down here is going to be y, because I need the whole length of one of the sides. So this whole length will be y plus 5, and that'll be x. And then for Rich, we've got 50 degrees here. I want to make that just y and this x. Okay? So if I'm going to go ahead and set up a trig function, I'm going to say the tangent of 40 is equal to opposite over adjacent. Okay? And for the other one, I'm going to go ahead and say the tangent of 50 is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. Okay? Now, we want to be able to solve for x. So I want to get actually y by itself. So I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to cross multiply, and I'm going to cross multiply. Okay. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, I see parentheses, so I should distribute, you're exactly right. Okay, so I just distributed that into the parentheses there. Okay, now from here, I would go ahead and subtract this guy over to the other side, and then I would divide both sides by the tangent of 40. So here's what I have. If I subtract 5 times the tangent of 40, and I divide both sides by the tangent of 40, that will equal what y is equal to. Okay, so subtracting this over and dividing by the tangent of 40. Okay, so that's what y is equal to do. Now, doing the same thing over here, if we cross multiply, we have x is equal to y times the tangent of 50. And if I go ahead and solve for the y value, I'm going to divide both sides by the tangent of 50. That gives me the y value. Okay, now the reason why I did this, folks, is so I can set these equal to each other and solve for x. Okay, so if we do that, we have this proportion here, x minus 5 times the tangent of 40 over the tangent of 40 is equal to, let's see here, x over the tangent of 50. Okay. Now this gets a little complicated here when we work this out. We have x times the tangent of 40. And then we have this. Now I'm going to distribute this to both of these terms. So this will be x minus, let's see here. Oh, actually, we're going to multiply here. So times the tangent of 50 minus 5 times the tangent of 40 times the tangent of 50. Okay? Now, the question then becomes is how do I get this over to this side? Because I want to eventually get the x's by itself. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to subtract this guy to the other side. So this is going to be x times the tangent of 40 minus x times the tangent of 50. And that will equal, let's see here, a negative 5 times the tangent of 40 times the tangent of 50. Okay? Now what I want you to see over here is this. I can go ahead, both of these terms have a factor of x, so I can factor that out. So if I put x on the outside, you have the tangent of 40 minus the tangent of 50. And that will equal what we had before, -5 times the tangent of 40 times the tangent of 50. Okay? Now, since this is x times this, oh boy, I'm off my screen here. Sorry about that. Yeesh. Okay, so again, I subtracted, if I go back up here, I subtracted this guy over to get this right here, okay? Then from there, I went ahead and factored out the two x's to get this x out here, okay? And we have what's left over there. Now, if I want to get the x by itself, because this is multiplication here, I can divide both sides by the tangent of 40 minus the tangent of 50. So x is going to equal this. -5 times the tangent of 40 times the tangent of 50 divided by this right here, the tangent of 40 minus the tangent of 50. Okay? Now what I would do on this, because we're dividing all this, I would make sure that I have parentheses around everything. Okay? So here's how it's going to play out. If I can kind of get that there. Okay, so parentheses, clear that, parentheses, -5 times the tangent of 40 times the tangent of 50. And we're going to close off that whole top of the fraction. Divided by, and we have the tangent of 40 minus the tangent of 50. And I get 14.2 feet. Okay, so so the height of that crystal or disco ball is 14.2 feet. All right, whew, that's a lot of work right there. So again, the initial setup I don't think was too difficult. It's just y plus 5 for this one. The initial setup as far as the tangent function, again, not difficult. Cross multiplying, not difficult. Distributing, not difficult. Okay. Now, getting y by itself, subtracting this over to the other side, and then dividing by the tangent of 40, that takes a little bit. You got to know your algebra pretty well there. For this one, cross multiplying, we get this. Divided by the tangent of 50, we get that. Okay. Now, from there, setting these equal to each other, that's where it gets a little hairy, a little crazy, right? Okay. So when you cross multiply, I took this tangent of 50 times each of these terms right here. So we have x times the tangent of 50, that's where we got that, minus 5 times the tangent of 40 times the tangent of 50, okay, and then x times that. Now I want to get x by itself, so I'm going to subtract that from both sides. That's what we got down here, okay. That's how we got this first part of our expression. And then from there, I went ahead and said, hey, what is in common in both of these? Well, it's an x, so I pulled it out. I factored it out. And then from there, I divided through by the tangent of 40 minus the tangent of 50. Got that. And in the end, 14.2 feet. So I really apologize getting off. I got carried away with the problem. Enjoy the math part, but forgot to see where the camera was. I hope that you could follow that, and yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll see a bonus problem similar to that. If you could follow that, you might be able to get the next one right. So I hope you have a great day, folks, and thanks for listening.